Hi, let us discuss another sample on the workflow, and in this session we'll discuss about for your action workflow. As we know that there are two types of workflow notifications. One is for your information notification and the other one is for your action notification. In the for your information notification, the notification does not require any response and you don't see any extra buttons in that. But coming to the for your action notification, you could see the extra buttons for the approval purpose. Either it can be generally approve or reject kind of thing. Now what we do is we'll consider that a simple notification in which there are two particular employees involved. One is supervisor, another one is employee. An employee sends a notification to the supervisor, and the supervisor will receive the notification and he could see approve or reject buttons, and based on this approval or reject, we'll send a notification to the employee. So overall what will happen is the first thing is employee sends a notification to the supervisor, and the supervisor will give the response either approve or reject. Nothing but the employee will receive the either approve or reject notifications, either approve or reject notification. Okay, so how does our process looks like is generally like when you're designing a workflow, just think like just have a simple workflow design before really designing the workflow. Okay, so we need to have, like, if you consider the major, as we know that the major business logic in the workflow is designed in the process. So this is how the workflow process should look like. So we'll have a start activity, and then we'll have a notification which will be sent to the, we'll have a I can just say it is called supervisor notification. And the supervisor notification we should have either approve or reject. And now based on approval, let us say, if you observe here, let us say now if a supervisor sends an approval, if supervisor approves a notification, we have to send an approved message, approved notification to the employee. You have to send approved notification to the employee. And the same way, let us say if the supervisor, if at all, if the supervisor is rejecting this particular approval, we have to send a rejected notification to the employee. So let us see that how do we design here. So this how always have a blueprint before you really design the workflow, so that it will be easy for you to design the workflow. So now we need to have a start activity, supervisor notification, and supervisor notification should have approve or reject output type, and then you should send approved notification to the employee or rejected notification to the employee. Okay, and the last it will be sent to end, right? So this is how it will get connected here at end. This will have an end here. Okay, so this is how our process should look like. Okay, and if you observe, we have two activities, one is start and another is end, and we require three particular notification: supervisor notification, approved notification, as well as rejected notification. And also we require two temporary attributes, one is for the purpose of supervisor, another is for the purpose of employee. So let us see how do we design this particular workflow. Click on this particular one, new store, save the file, and as of now I'll try to save the file in the file system. Click on browse, select the appropriate location. Now we'll try to design a new workflow for this one. So I'll just say xxlt second workflow 2wf. Click on new item type, xxlt 2wf, 2wf demo, second workflow demo I mean to say. Now here, as we discussed just now, we require two attributes, one is supervisor and the other one is employee. Xx supervisor and other one is employee, xx employee. Now let's create process, new process, and I'll just say xx for your action process. Let us create start activity as well as end activity. Click on new function, start, 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 wf underscore standard dot noop. Click on node, set it to start. The same way, create the end activity also. Okay. Now set it to end. Now we require, let us create the messages first. xx approval notification. sorry, we are creating a message, right? So on this one, I'll just say XX approval underscore message. Here just say, please provide your approval. And here what we mention is, dear ampersand XX supervisor, please provide your approval. Regards, XX employee. Apply and OK. Create two more messages. XX. This is approved message. This particular message will be sent to the user when the notification is approved. So I'll just say approved. And the same way, create one more message. XX rejected message. Rejected. Now, next thing is we have to create notifications. XX approval underscore notification. And assign the message also approval message. Create two more notifications. XX approved notification. Now XX approved message. Create one more notification. XX rejected notification. Rejected message. Okay. Now, as we are using the information supervisor and employee in the message, make sure that you drag and drop that. And also for approval notification, you require supervisor. So drag and drop this information. And for other two messages, notification, you require the employee information. Drag and drop that one. And now the basic thing is, here we want to design an approval notification. The basic difference between your for your action and for your information is, for this particular one, in the notification you also have the response attribute. I mean to say, like, you will see an extra buttons that will be displayed based on the lookup type. So now we have to create a lookup type here. On this lookup type, right click here, click on new. Now mention approve or reject. This is almost similar to our AOI lookup concept, but it is not same. Logic wise, both are same. New lookup code. So I'll just say approved, approve, and other one is rejected. Approve and reject. Okay. So now what we do is, on the approval notification, assign this particular result type. And one more thing is, when you are assigning any lookup type to the notification, you also need to assign the same lookup type to the message also. On the approval message, click on result and assign the lookup type. Okay. Now drag and drop these three notifications. First one is approval notification, and other one is approved notification, and other one is rejected notification. Okay. Now make sure that on this particular approval notification, click on node, select this particular one, performer item attribute. Now, sorry, perform and item type, select item attribute in the performer section. Here set the supervisor. And now on the rejected notification, click on that, click on node, click on performer, click on item attribute. Now set the XX employee. Now on the same thing, on approve notification, click on node, on the item attribute, select employee, click on apply and OK. Now connect the points. Now on the notification, if you see here, this time as we have assigned the lookup code, while dragging and dropping, it will show the resultant of the lookup code also. Reject, and this is for the approve. Now connect the ends like this. Okay. Now save it. Yep, perfect. Next thing is validate. Yep, no issues. Now save the file as in database. Now save the file in the database so that you can invoke the workflow. Okay. Now make a note of your item name and process name. Click on properties, make a note of the internal name. So here we have the particular package which is used for the invoking overflow. This is my item name, sorry. There is no space, right? It is showing space. Okay. XXLT 2WF. Okay. Now the next thing is process name, XX for your action process, XX for your action process. Now I have declared two attributes. One employee name is operation and supervisor name is B Palmer. Okay. Now when I invoke this particular workflow, initial notification will be sent to the supervisor, and based on his response, the appropriate notification will be sent to the employee. Okay. Let us see this how it works. Execute this one. So we got some exception saying that it is not a process. So check out whether is there any mistake in the process name. Click on properties here, XX for your action process. Okay. Yeah. One more issue if you observe here, the way it's saved in database is quite different. It is having a space here, XSLT2 space WF. Okay. So this is our name. So this is not our name. Okay. Yeah. Let's invoke it now. It completed successfully. So refresh here from the B Palmer user. I could see an approval notification. Click on this one. And now we could see the action history as well as you could see that username which is displayed here. Click on approve. Once you click on approve, this particular user has to see the approve notification, right? XXLT to second WF workload demo. Now this user could see, the operation user could see approved message. Try to re-invoke it, and this time we'll try to reject it. Okay. From the PPalmer user. So I'll just click on this particular message. Now click on reject. And from operation user point of view, refresh this particular browser, and now we could see reject message, right? Now this is how we can invoke, this is how we can design our for your action logic. Okay. So now what we can do is generally what will happen now, as of now, if you observe, we are not even involving any business logic here. We're simply calling the notification, and that's how the logic is working, right? So, but in the real time, there's a chance that you may need to invoke some business logic, which will do the appropriate functionality based on your action. Now, let us say on approve, you want to call some business logic, and then you want to call the notification, or maybe the same way, like on the reject, you want to call some particular business logic, and the same way you want to call the and you want to call the notification later. Okay. So what we can do is here, let us say I have designed one particular PLSQL API which is having two procedures. One is approve notification and another one is reject notification. I'm going to say the method name is approved workflow status and reject workflow status. What I would like to do is whenever user clicks on approved notification, whenever user clicks on approved button, I want to call this particular method. And the same way when a user clicks on reject, I would like to call this particular one. And now if you observe, the procedure signature, I meant to say the parameters which are there here in this particular procedure should exactly match whenever you design any PLSQL package for which you want to invoke from the workflow. Okay. The basic reason is, like here, maybe if you're aware from the Oracle e-business suite, whenever you want to invoke any concurrent program, whenever you want to register any concurrent program, any PLSQL procedure as a concurrent program, we used to mention error buff and return code as the out parameter. Because like here the reason is that's how Oracle concurrent program engine has designed so that such a way that it can easily identify the PLSQL procedure. In the same way in our workflow, if you want to call any PLSQL program, the underlying PLSQL procedure should have this particular signature. Okay, so we have to follow this particular standard as per the Oracle. So now here it clearly says that this item type is nothing but your item name, item key, activity ID, ACT ID means activity ID, and the function mode, whether it's a running mode or a suspend mode kind of thing, and the final parameter is result. Okay. In this one, if you see the business logic, what I'm trying to do is if the function mode is not equal to run, okay, I'm just ending it. If the function mode is end, I'm completing that particular activity and inserting a log value here into one of the simple custom table. As of now, I'm trying to insert into one of the custom table, but in real time, what you can do is you can try to call any PLSQL API, and that's how we can try to process it. Okay, so I'll delete it. I'll delete the data from this one first. Okay, now let us see how do we invoke a PLSQL API from the workflow. So we'll try to modify the existing workflow only. So now this is our workflow process. What we do is delete these buttons, delete these particular lines first. Okay. Now what we want to do is before calling this particular approved or rejected notification, we want to call our PLSQL API. That's what we want to enhance it. Let us see that. So I'll create two functions. Click on new function here and place the cursor here. Perform left click here. Now mention invoke approve function. Okay. Now the icon is function only, and in the function name we have to mention our procedure name. The package name dot procedure name. It says the function name, but we have to mention the procedure name. And this particular one, we don't want to bother about the output parameter as of now. We'll just ignore the result type. Click on OK. Now try to, yeah, this is for here. Whenever you click on approve, you'll call this particular function and then you'll call this particular one. Okay. And the same way we'll create one more function. I'll just say reject function. Now mention the API name, function name, package name dot method name. Now connect them, reject. Now this. Now try to save it. Now let's see the difference here. So as of now, there is no data in the custom table. Let us invoke it. Now here what we do is go to the Mozilla. Now refresh the browser, and now this time click on approve. And now check out the database table. We have to see a record with approved message. One minute, it got stuck, I guess. Yeah, now if you observe here, we could see the approved, we could see a record in this particular table, and the same way we can try again for the reject also. Invoke the workflow. Now go to Mozilla, refresh, click on the subject. Now this time click on reject. Now go to the database and try to see that you will see one more record with the reject information, right? So now what we are trying to show here is like whenever you're clicking on approve, we are calling a particular approved notification API, and the next time whenever you click on reject, we are calling another procedure. Okay, so this is how we can try to invoke appropriate PLSQL API from the workflow. Now here, as of now, we have just written a very simple insert logic here, but instead of that, what we can do is we can call any standard API or a custom API. That's how the business logic will be written in the PLSQL. Okay, hope you understand this particular sample, and we'll see some more sample in the next session.